Hello there, What Culture football fans. I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, joined by Adam Nicholas from What Culture. And I tell you what, I go away for a week and suddenly everyone's bloody saying it. It's coming home.
It's bloody coming home. I'm really starting to believe.
It's the worst, isn't it?
I said it ironically to begin with. I was like, oh, you know, it's coming home because everybody says it. Now I believe it. It is coming. Well, I'll believe it if we beat Colombia.
Yes, it's the hope that kills you.
It is.
We are here to discuss England's best chance to reach a World Cup final in decades. I mean, listening to the games yesterday and then hearing the commentators repeat ad infinitum, I think I heard it on 5 Live driving home yesterday about 20 times, them going, one of these teams is going to be in the World Cup final. One of Russia, Croatia, Sweden, Switzerland, Colombia, and they always said England last.
Always.
And England.
Of course they said us last.
Because we still want to sort of temper expectations.
Yeah, of course.
England, this in terms of a route to the final, this is possibly one of the easiest we've got to hope for. Not looking past the teams, obviously, Colombia is a huge game tomorrow, and then Sweden and Switzerland are no easy game. Croatia, before yesterday's results, looked one of the best teams in the tournament. But even so...
Yes, so there's no... To start with, before you all go mad, we say easiest route because it's the easiest way to say it. Obviously, there are technically no easy routes at all. But if you said you have to go up against either Brazil, Mexico, Uruguay or France in that side of the group, or Belgium or Japan, and then on this side of the group, if we can get past Colombia, when, but if we get past Colombia, then you're talking about these teams who are very much... If you're England... and you've just beat Colombia, you've got to be thinking, we're dreaming now. The only way this would have been better, and I watched the Croatia match last night, I was just hoping somehow they were going to get edged out. But if Croatia were out, I think then I'd be even more excited. I really would probably be saying, just put one name on the bloody trophy now, because it's done.
It reminds me a bit of, I think it was the 2002 World Cup. I think Germany had to play someone like America and South Korea and someone else on their way to the final. Now, obviously, they played Brazil in the final, and we're not saying we're going to win it once we get there, looking at the way that France and Uruguay and all the others are playing. But, I mean, only sixth ranked, Switzerland are basically placed higher in the FIFA rankings than England on that side of the draw. But to temper that, the only World Cup elimination games that England have won since 1990 were against Denmark in 2002 and Ecuador in 2006.
That feels like a long, long time ago. That really doesn't feel very recent at all.
And it's weird. It's one of those where after the first 2 games, everyone was just like, bring anyone on, we'll batter them. Then we have this disappointing result where it's basically 2 B teams playing each other with England and Belgium. And now... we kind of don't know. We don't know what to expect from Colombia because obviously they got beaten by Japan, but they did have 10 men for 85 minutes of that game.
It's all about which Colombia turns up, isn't it?
And which England.
And which England turns up. I mean, everybody. Well, I know a lot of friends of mine who got really down, saying like, "Oh, we're lost to Belgium. Maybe that's a sign that we're not ready for the bigger teams." I think you can just forget about that match for both sides actually, because you played 2 weakened sides. Nobody was really. To be honest, it had that feeling that nobody really wanted to win that match. To be honest. And yeah, I mean, it's a time to be excited, Adam. It is. It's a time to be excited if you're an Englishman. But certainly not ruling out Colombia yet, because if they turn up on the day, that's going to be one hell of a match.
Yeah.
My question is all of this James Rodriguez not available thing just a ploy?
He didn't. I mean, he came off.
He obviously came off injured. He came off injured.
But is it?
I think they've said, oh, he's not available, but I think we're going to be very surprised when he starts that game.
Yeah, who knows? In terms of our side of the draw, again, looking at the teams there, Sweden are the only team to reach a World Cup final. They did that in 1958. Aside from that, no one else has. Going past Colombia, looking at the later stages, if we can, without obviously getting ahead of ourselves.
Coming across as arrogant, ignorant Englishmen.
We'll be discussing the Colombia game in depth tomorrow.
Yeah.
But looking past that, if England can get a result against them, Sweden and Switzerland would face us, or Sweden or Switzerland would face us in the quarterfinals. Who would you prefer, and how do you think that game goes?
Well, I had this conversation yesterday with my brother of all people. We were watching the Croatia-Denmark match, and I said, I feel like I'd rather have Sweden. The reason being, not that either team is particularly bad, because they're both actually, when they play, again, all of those teams, when they turn up, are decent teams. Sweden, though, we've just got that... we've got that little thing about Sweden. We've got a bit of history. As many World Cups as I can remember watching as a youngster and qualifying, etc. We end up playing Sweden, and it always either finishes in a draw or an England win. Almost always. And I feel like psychologically, that's a big factor. I feel like one of the massive parts of the whole World Cup, there's always seemed to be in previous World Cups, is that our up here is where we lose or win the game before it even started. If you've already seen Germany go out, you've seen Spain go out, Argentina are out. If you're England, they're 3 teams who we would probably lose against no matter how well they were playing.
Yes.
Because in our heads,
we'd be
defeated before we begun. We get to play these games, and if you can pick a team where you know we have history with them, that is a massive advantage. It sounds daft, but that is up here for a bunch of young players thinking, we can bloody do this.
So if we get past, say, Sweden in the quarterfinals, in the semi-finals, it will either be the host Russia, which I can't believe I'm saying. At the start of this tournament, we thought they might not even win a game. Or Croatia, who, as I said, during the group stages, were arguably one of the best teams. I think only one of 3 teams to win all of their group games. But then yesterday's result against Denmark really raised a lot of questions. I don't know whether they burnt out or they sort of took their game for granted or whatever, because after the first 5 minutes, nothing happened for the whole game.
Well, immediately you were thinking, we got 2 goals in 5 minutes. That's going to be like a crazy good match. I think what happened, and this is what you might start to see happening in these stages, is both teams, especially teams who aren't necessarily used to being right at the end of the competition and getting into those knockout stages, starting to think, oh my God, I'm in a knockout match. And you could tell they weren't as actively going forward for it, either side. Yes, they did have some really good moments, and my God, I need to talk about that penalty, that Jorgensen giving away the penalty. But some moments there, but 2 teams who suddenly start to look very conscious that if they lose, they're going out.
I mentioned this earlier in the office, but in terms of players not wanting to take a risk because they didn't want to be the player known for costing their country the World Cup.
Absolutely. Well, because it's something maybe you don't consider. The entire eyes of the nation are watching you. Like, I don't think you can actually put into words how big that pressure must be. Just think back to Karius in the Champions League final. Imagine that multiplied by an entire country rather than just an entire football team. It's crazy, absolutely crazy, and the pressure must be immense.
Despite the shock result they got against Spain, surely we'd prefer to have Russia in a semi-final.
I think so. If you're asking me Croatia or Russia, I think Russia. Croatia's midfield is a gang of magicians, itchy magicians, as I would call them, because they are just Modric, exceptional. Rakitic, exceptional. Kovacic, who comes off the bench, I know, but exceptional footballer, all playing at the highest level in Spain. You don't want to even go near that for me. I mean, you look at Russia. Yes, Russia are the kind of team who will frustrate England. They would make us play and work for it. But if you can get at them, yes, they've got the home crowd. Yes, I get it. And that could probably drive them on. Look at Korea that year. But at the same time, I just feel like Modric would break me little heart.
Yeah.
A little swine, but I don't...
And I'd still love him.
I'd still love him, of course I would. But, yeah, I don't know. Both teams, though, I would actually think we could put up a match against either side, but I would prefer Russia.
Still, though, it's exciting to think about England getting to the final.
I know.
We'll get battered by Mbappe, probably.
Every time I start thinking about us going to be like anywhere down the tournament, I just see Roy Keane's face staring back at me like, you haven't even won the match yet. You haven't even won the match yet. But it doesn't matter because for the first time in a long time, we can dream.
Well, we are not the only ones getting carried away. I was reading an online vote ahead of this. 51% of people think England will make the final.
We're a passionate bunch.
Yeah, 30% say Croatia, 7% Colombia, 6% Russia, 4% Switzerland, and only 3% think Sweden will make the final. But it is a long way to go yet. We'll be previewing England versus Colombia tomorrow. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is surely England's best chance to reach a World Cup final in decades. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And you can check out more of our recent videos here. My thanks to Adam Nicholas. Thank you for watching. Come on, England.
Come on, England.
And we will see you soon.
Oh, gonna be
Come on!
Bloody beat Colombia, aren't we?